Hello, I'm Ross Tweddell from Cultaholic.com and welcome to this brand new series as Cultaholic Sam goes all Gary YouTube. We're getting in with the popular kids. Here we go. We are now called Gary YouTube. This is Gary YouTube as well.
Your husband, Gary YouTube.
We'll forget about that, we do. But we're going to do some of those tier list things that all of the popular YouTubers do, but nobody's done it for wrestling, I think, as far as we can see. So we're going to do it for wrestling because Cultaholic covers wrestling.
Sam,
how are you?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Delightful. So, of course, Sam has joined us today because he is the man who currently sits...
Was that like a one take?
That's all staying in. We're professional here. So Sam is joining me today to rank the Friday Night SmackDown roster because he is the Friday Night SmackDown guy.
My new duty.
The graded man, the graded guru, the guru of fun and laughter, Sam Driver. There's another one. Right then. So we might as well start. You know how this works. You've seen a million people do it. We've got this lovely, delightful table here. We've got the rankings. You've got the best. You've got lovely, lovely, lovely. You've got middle of the road meh. You've got just about bearable. Then you've got the worst who can get in the bin. And I swear I changed the colours, but it doesn't appear to have saved. We've got green.
We've sort of got reverse colours, yeah. So the best is red, the worst is green.
That's how we do it. So let's start off then, Sam.
Are we going to go alphabetical order?
Let's go alphabetical order.
Right, okay.
So we're starting with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss.
Are we going to put the women's roster and the men's roster in a vacuum? And just like put them in the same tiers all the same? I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I think so.
But in terms of women's wrestlers, I'm going to say, right, Alexa Bliss belongs in the best tier.
Yeah, 100%. Like, she's just so hateable when she's a little heel, and she's so get-behindable when she's like a face.
She is the total package, I think, in the women's roster.
She's just able to mix it up. She's always pretty exciting to watch in the ring, even in matches where it's a bit sort of like, she still always tends to be one of the standout stars.
My only criticism with her is the fact that sometimes the sassy woman act sometimes gets a bit repetitive.
Yeah,
that's my only criticism.
I wasn't a big fan of, the hug and the coffee cup and the moment of bliss stuff, but
that's all memes and sassy lady stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously
we're drinking the tea, Sam. Spill the tea, sis. That's how they say it, isn't it?
I'm in no way prepared.
Spill the tea, sis.
Right, so are we agreed Alexa Bliss is going in the best category?
Yes, I'm very much on board with that.
Okay.
Apollo Crews! Get in the bin!
No!
Get in the bin! He needs to get in the nearest bin.
What are the criteria here? We're going to need to set out some criteria because in ring, Apollo Crews is amazing.
But it's not just that though, is it, Sam? We're taking a holistic approach to everything.
You need the total package, but he is so good in the ring that he can't get in the bin.
He is so good in the ring, but he's so uncharismatic. It's not even funny.
How much of that's his fault? How much of it is booking?
Obviously, they're just doing what they've been told to do, but I'm not believing for a second that somebody behind the scenes just said to Apollo Crews, Apollo, go out there and wrestle really well and just smile. Do nothing but smile. Show us your lovely pearly teeth.
I think it's more just a case of Apollo, go out there and have a match. And he's like, well, if I got any motivation, just have a match.
And it's the fact his shorts, his tights say too easy on the arse a lot. And I'm like, Apollo, you barely win. What's too easy for you?
He's got a cool logo, though. The AC logo is really cool.
Yeah, I guess that's cool. But, like, I just can't get round how uncharismatic a man. It's just such a weird thing because he is so good at wrestling, but the rest of it's just not there. And that's why I think he needs to get in the bin.
Because I think if he was as good on the mic as he is in the ring, he'd obviously be in the best
world champion.
But even if he had a little bit of charisma, he'd be in meh. But I'm not going to let him go in the bin. He's got to go in just about bearable.
I'll accept just about bearable then. I'm not going to budge on too many, but Apollo Crews I'll accept with that one.
Boom!
Big E, the best. He's my favourite New Day member.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting on it all falling apart. It's. I know that they shift.
The teased it, Sam. Do you see when he scrumpled the pancake?
I missed it and bloody graded loads of comments going, "You idiot!"
He's like, all I need's the power of positivity. He murders a pancake.
Well, because I think Big E's going to be a massive standout star eventually if they do pull the trigger on that. Because the problem is obviously they make so much money via kids.
I hope they never do though.
It's
I would love to live in a world where, we'll have exclusive Raw and SmackDown rosters and say Big E's Universal Champion and Kofi's
The only way I thought they could have done it would have been if, after losing the belt, he just sort of brushed them off. Like, he doesn't turn on them.
Became big-time Kofi Kingston.
No, he just he's so annoyed that he sort of brushed them off, and then it led to a little bit of ructions, but then maybe 6 months down the line, it's like, let's get them back together. And at least then we would have had maybe 6 months of them all doing breakout stuff. But
in terms of Big E, we're talking about the holistic...
consistently entertaining. He has charisma out of the arse.
He can wrestle when he wants to wrestle. Which
he's massive power. Tricep meat.
Twitter game.
Yeah.
I'm bringing that into this one. John Cena memes him all the time.
That's just, yeah.
Big E's in the top
Big
tier.
E's in the top.
Now, I didn't know this next one was a thing, but the Big Show is apparently a Friday Night SmackDown, superstar. I've taken this list from both Wikipedia, which of course is the best source of information because anybody can edit it, which means you're always getting the best information.
Exactly.
But also Sports Illustrated, who had a lot of their picks missing for some reason.
So you've sort of worked out the average.
Yeah. So Big Show is a SmackDown superstar. It's hard to say, isn't it? Because he's not really there.
1997, the best.
It depends. Is apathy the right word when it comes to the Big Show?
I don't know. The problem with the Big Show is there is nobody like him, and this is why he is always going to be around. He's going to be around for another 10 years, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Wrestling?
Like, I think I don't know if he'll be wrestling, but I think
he's
going to come out and hit a slam or do the knockout punch
or turn heel for no reason.
Yeah.
And then turn face for no reason.
He just comes out with a chair and the crowd boos and he throws it down and they go,
But if it's a big chair.
A big chair.
Remember the big chair from TLC?
He needs a big chair because he's the Big Show.
I'm going to put him just because, he has been around for sort of 25 years in the wrestling now.
You can't just shake off that because he has obviously a very good mind for wrestling as a bigger guy. So he must be helping a lot with people like Braun.
But it comes down to the booking again, which is hampering him because I think the last time we saw him on SmackDown was when he just came back and turned heel for no reason and aligned himself with the Bar. Was that about a year ago now?
Hasn't that been the last 10 years?
Yeah. But I think that's the last thing he did was just aligned himself with the Bar for no real reason and that just stopped for... So I'm going to suggest meh. As we sit here in 2019...
It's where I was leaning. I was leaning on just about bearable, but the thing is you can't take away the fact that he is the Big Show. He's been around for a very long time. He's done a lot.
And he looks amazing these days. He's got abs.
He does, yeah.
And he's got the Big Show.
And a lovely beard.
I can't wait to see the Big Show.
I forgot about that.
The Big Show.
Is
where
it Netflix?
he's just a happy family man with a family.
Is it the Netflix one?
I think so.
He's got like it's a sitcom, isn't it?
He's a dad with two daughters, and one of the daughters starts becoming an arsehole or something. That's the plot, and he's like, "Don't be an arsehole, child." Bo Dallas,
get in the bin.
Really? Explain, elaborate, show you're working.
No, it's not going to be getting the bin. The problem with Bo Dallas is that he's so good, but he's one of the victims of the roster depth. He's a victim of the fact that they have too many wrestlers. They've got superstars. It's sad. He's somebody I thought was going to go back down to NXT.
I would love to. I take this. It pains me.
Don't rerun any of the old gimmicks. Don't do the stuff again.
Get the NXT gimmick back.
Just send him down there and let him do something new. Because he looks mean these days, but he's still in the B team.
Yeah.
He looks so different. Yeah. He looks like he could really be. He's got the face of a nasty little heel. Why aren't you doing something like that with him?
I just remember the NXT run was special, the interactions he would have with the crowd. If you haven't seen Bo Dallas's departure from NXT...
The best thing he ever did is still Torito.
And then obviously when he became up to the main roster, the Bo Leaf stuff, I thought had legs. But then they just stopped it and then he became a social outcast. And then wherever he's ended up now.
Why do they always need a power of positivity character?
I don't know. Because Vince McMahon loves religion.
Yeah.
Does he?
I don't know if he did because he beat God in a match, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he is.
No, that was Mr. McMahon actually.
Vince McMahon is religion. He's higher power than God. But it's hard to say because whereas Apollo Crews is both a victim of booking and not really doing anything by himself, Bo Dallas just feels like
sort of the package. He just doesn't. They've never pulled the trigger on him.
Yeah, but he when he's out there, he does do something that makes you think, oh, I do actually quite like him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Apollo Crews tier. No, but then. No, meh. I'm going
I think because he's the type of guy where like he will do nothing on TV because they will just not have anything for him, or they'll keep rerunning the B Team stuff. But you'll see him at a house show, and he'll be really.
I bet he's fun at a house show.
I'm sure we've seen him at a house show, and he was really entertaining.
Yeah, he seems like one of those type of people.
Let's get him into meh, and it's no fault of his own.
Yeah, he's just
not your fault, Bo.
He does do things that make you think, oh, he's probably going to be quite good if he's booked right.
Yeah, but it's just victim of circumstance. That's why I was first like, get in the bin. Just get in the bin. Go elsewhere. Make a big name for yourself, Bo. Go!
Braun Strowman. That's a tough one. Because
WWE want us to put him in the best. They will want all fans to put him in the best.
When it's the autumn. But when it's the spring, he sort of runs out of ideas and WrestleMania comes round and he's feuding with a celebrity and tag teaming with a child.
Yeah, but then he gets to pull down some stage.
Raw. That's as fantastic as a lot of those moments were. I started calling them the monster among memes because that's all they were using them for, just to create a meme. Braun pushes a big thing over.
This is the thing, is Vince is all about moments. Like a lot of people that work close with Vince say that it's not about sort of consistent storytelling or long-term things. It's about making memorable moments, which is why you have a lot of things happen at WrestleMania that are super memorable usually, or a lot of things happen on Raw in build-up to pay-per-views. Usually, or a couple of things at least where they're sort of memorable, like him pulling the staging down and all that stuff. But it is just sort of weird when your entire character exists to be the moments guy.
Yeah.
I think he goes lovely.
I thought that's where I was leading, because he is still fantastically entertaining when you see him. There is something about just a big hoss.
Oh, yeah, like just watching him
smashing people.
It's going to be great watching him running power slam Tyson Fury and then get knocked out for £50 million. But
and he also can wrestle. He showed that little sequence against the Big Show, and he was doing kip-ups and all that malarkey. Yeah. Lovely, lovely, lovely tier out.
Boom.
I've just realised this video is going to last about 7 hours. Carmella! I think she's lovely, lovely, lovely.
I think she's underrated.
She's come a hell of a long way inside the ropes with the wrestlings, but she's also
since she debuted in that hair salon.
The hair salon?
Way back when on NXT.
I forgot about that. But like in terms of her charisma, both as a heel and a babyface, I thought she can do both sides very well. Yeah. So I'm going to go lovely. She's not quite up there. She's not with your Alexa Blisses and Big E.
She's waiting to just sort of reach that level. I think she's going to be sort of the next one to take that step up.
Yeah. She used to get a lot of flack, but then she had the matches with Charlotte Flair and whoever it was last summer, Becky, and she held her own in those matches. So I think she's lovely, lovely, lovely to you.
Yeah, I think I agree. Let's go lovely, lovely, lovely for Carmella.
Big Dick Tony. That's his nickname backstage, apparently.
Big Dick Tony.
Big Dick Tony. I don't know why he's called Big Dick Tony.
Possibly the most consistently, slated as underrated, overlooked wrestler ever. Everybody will, if you ask who the most underrated member of the WWE roster is, they'll probably tell you.
The thing is,
Dick Tony.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I can see why. Because when he talks, there is a bit of a disconnect. But then I would argue that's his weakness. Just don't showcase the weakness. Just focus on the positives.
Get him somebody to talk for him.
Yeah, well, they had that, didn't they? But he was just there to keep Brock Lesnar's name on television while Brock Lesnar wasn't there, as Paul Heyman famously explained that one time. That's why he was aligned with Heyman, just to keep the streak on TV when Brock wasn't there.
Smashed his teeth in as well.
He did.
Likes a bit of rugby, so...
I just don't focus on the best.
Yeah, you can't not look at his tag work with Sheamus and Cesaro. Like the bar should not have worked.
Is he the best tag team wrestler of all time?
That's a huge shout. That
Tyson Kidd, Sheamus. I'm sure there's more. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm just sat here right now. He's up there. He's not maybe not the best tag team wrestler.
He's got to be he's
a top. He's the best.
He's
in the best
lovely,
tier.
lovely, lovely tier. All-time tag team wrestler. But it shouldn't have worked, Sheamus and Cesaro. It just shouldn't have worked, but it did. They managed to.
They were a modern day Dudley Boys who could have 5-star matches, and that's nothing against Bubba Ray and Devon.
I love Bubba Ray and Devon. So. Right, so we're going lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah, I meant the wrestling, not because they've.
They're sort of they're not
catch can stuff.
Yeah, renowned grapplers, but they are very exciting talents.
Shorty G. The name can get in the bin, but the man... Well,
see, the thing is, Shorty G, the name, yes, it sucks. Yes, it's eye-roll inducing. It's awful, but wrestling's for kids. he cut this massive promo being all like, you know,
it was inspiring what he said.
Believe in yourself and like, don't let anybody use what they see as a weakness against you. Embrace it and use it as armor. And it's such a positive message to send kids. Boy, it's Shorty G.
And it's just the fact they've completely disregarded this Olympicness.
Yeah.
Why would you disregard? I know he's 5'8" or whatever, 5'10", whatever. Why would you disregard?
They messed up not making him Angle's son. If they made him Angle's son, you had a ready-made Kurt Angle too.
That NXT run he had, where he literally gave Jason Jordan a career.
Yeah.
Because he gave Jason Jordan a character and sort of made him likable and charismatic.
Do you remember American Alpha?
Yeah, he was like, and he had the Sammy Wow Wow stuff, little stuff like that. He is like doofus 2001 Kurt Angle, and I've said it a million times. But I just don't understand why they would disregard when he's that small, like literally small. He's under average height, or just about average height for the UK apparently. Why would they disregard the thing that makes him a threat? Stupid.
They didn't so much during the match with Axel. They sort of, it was like, because the first thing to open the match, Curtis Axel, I don't know if you've seen it, but he just goes like, and pats him on the head like, because he's small, because lol. And then it's like, well, don't underrate him, don't underestimate him, because, you know, like, he is an accomplished wrestler, he's amateur. Like, they did mention it, I'm sure. But I always thought they should have made him Kurt Angle too. Yeah. Because he has pretty much the exact same... I mean...
All he's missing is the wide neck.
I still think he's lovely.
Yeah, definitely agree. Yeah. Definitely agree. The name can just... I don't know.
I think, like, the thing is, in 10 years, if he's not a world champion and this is all dead and gone, like the Shorty G stuff...
Can you have a world champion called Shorty G, though?
No, like, this is what I mean. Like, that needs to go away. Like, he needs to be a world champion. I think, like, he's somebody I could see carrying that belt. Like, he has the actual real-life credentials. Yeah.
I'm happy with lovely. Mr. Graves.
Oh.
Has declined over the years in my sort of outview to whatever.
You're more of a Sterling James Keenan man.
No more of an NXT Corey Graves than a main roster Corey Graves, and that might not be his fault. I recognise that, but you know, he does have some wonderful moments though. Like some of the one-liners he does come out with are fantastic. They're just not as frequent as they used to be.
The thing that I hate is when he tries to shoehorn band references into everything.
But he's cool and he's got tattoos. So, you've got tattoos.
Yeah, I've got tattoos.
I don't know if you're cool. That's up to the people at home.
Probably not, but like, it's just like the shoehorning of references, which I get, like, it's his thing. But for me, it's a bit like, But like, I wouldn't say he's getting the bin.
No, definitely not.
I wouldn't say he's lovely.
I'm going meh. As we're sat here in 2019, and I should say it's fantastic they've got a two-man commentary table back on SmackDown. Yeah. That should just be the standard everywhere.
See, I think he was just about bearable. If this was... think he's very slowly going to be able to change into a meh, and then maybe one day a lovely, given the fact it's now a two-man bloody booth.
I think you're being too harsh with just about bearable. I think he's a meh virgin. Nah,
virgin?
No, virgin.
Oh, right. I think he's a meh virgin.
He's a meh virgin, Corey Graves. Don't send him out.
I'm sure he's got kids.
I'm going to go meh. He has his moments where he is fantastic.
I'll see. Let's go meh.
Yes.
Right.
Curtis
Mr.
Axel.
Perfect Jr. El Hijo del Senor Perfect.
I'm going to go say get in the bin.
The chains are off though, Ross.
They were, but now they're back on, even though you can't see
There's a Paul Heyman guy.
John Cena. Even that I didn't get. I don't know. There's always been something about. He was funny when he was doing. It's weird. There's always been something about Curtis Axel with me, where it's just like, I don't buy you, pal. I just don't buy you. Whether it's the haircut where you can see his scalp or anything like that.
He's another victim, I think, of underutilization. I think they brought him in because obviously he's Kurt Hennig's son. He obviously can wrestle, but I think it's always going to be one of those things of like, well, we can't pull the trigger on Mr. Perfect 2 because you just can't do that. And he probably won't want to do that either because, you know, he wants to forge his own legacy. Like, regardless of who his dad is, he wants to forge his own path. But I think they've just never come up with something really solid for him. And it's...
He was funny when he used to dress up as different wrestlers.
Yeah. But
Axel Mania.
But he's never like a credible threat.
To be honest, this is horrible to say, but I don't think I would lose any sleep if I never saw him again on SmackDown Live.
I think he's another person who could benefit from, like, leaving WWE. Like, I don't quite think he'll have the Cody level of exodus, but I think he could do with getting away from that bubble for a bit. I think
just because of what he's done in the past, I'll say just about bearable. Just about bearable.
Yeah.
Let's see those muscles, Sam.
It's flex time.
It's Flex Kavana.
Flex in.
Dana Brooke.
She shone this week on SmackDown.
Did she?
In the six-pack challenge, she really shone.
When?
There was a whole moment toward the end of the match before everything devolved into, so it basically devolved into people hitting their signatures, and it was super quick before the victory. But, like, she had a moment where she was the only person in the ring with, like, somebody who she was just bossing, and she was just busting out power moves, and, like, I think, like, she worked well in the match. She went up in my estimations massively after that, and I think it was literally just because they actually gave her a chance to do something.
She is a hell of a lot better than she used to be. Because I remember back, imagine if we were sitting here in 2015, I would have said, if we were like going to go look into the future through a crystal ball,
I
would
didn't
have
think she was going to be here.
Dana Brooke would have been booked like Charlotte Flair. That's the way it was going. The way that she was used in NXT. Not so much with Emma, but like very, I don't know.
It's sort of selectively utilised.
Then they've sort of realised she's not as good as they might have thought.
Signed her to a 28-year contract, guys. What are we going to do?
But yeah, she is sort of doing the best as she can because, first of all, she's never really used on television at all. Yeah. And second of all, they've got her going out there in commercial breaks and going, let's see your muscles, guys. Just about bearable. Just about bearable.
I'm going to say meh. Because I think like it's one of those things where if you put her in a key moment, she could make a difference.
I guess I'm disregarding the WrestleMania. She had a massive fan base at WrestleMania, and it was quite funny.
Yeah,
I'll go mad just because of that fan base at WrestleMania.
Ba-boom.
God tier. Just let's move on. God tier. Daniel Bryan. Yeah. What do you need to say about Daniel Bryan?
He sucks.
No, you. Dash. We honestly don't need to say anything else, do we? He's just
he's Daniel Bryan.
Face or heel, amazing.
You put him anywhere, get him to do any gimmick, and it'll work.
Yeah. Dash Wilder, interesting one because in this role in the Revival, they don't really get to show much in the way of like proper charisma and what they're capable of. They very much fit a role that they've been told to do, and they do it very, very well.
But their Twitter game sort of gives away some of their charisma, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah. They like shutting people down, and it's fantastic to see. I'm going to put Dash Wilder, lovely.
Yeah, I think, both of these guys...
And he twatted that guy at WrestleMania.
Oh, he did. That was so
Let's get him in the best tier.
Boom! Lovely. Let's not go too mad, Ross. Right.
He's here to show the world how he's going to jump in the bin.
I was going to do the come on!
You can do that anyway. Do it again.
Come on!
Get in the bin. Dolph Ziggler as a character is done and dusted. He's gone through his life cycle, and it's time to pass on to the afterlife.
You've been watching a lot of Attenborough?
I don't know. I do watch a lot of Attenborough, though.
The thing with Ziggler is, I always thought that when he was starting to do the stand-up stuff, I thought he was going to just go away for a couple of years. Because I genuinely think, like, he is a very good in-ring worker. That can't be argued.
No, absolutely not.
Great, like, when he's got something, like, to drive him, he'll always do the most with it that he can. I think, again, he's just a victim of overutilization. They tend to put him in lots of 50-50 booked weird matchups.
He's the mini show.
They'll turn him on a penny.
He's the mini show.
Like, it's no fault of his own, but like, and it's going to sound like horrible to say it, but I think that he could benefit so much from just disappearing from WWE for a couple of years, and then being the big shock return to like help save.
The thing was, at SummerSlam, I thought they were striking something that looked like it could be quite good. The way with Goldberg, he was being so delusional.
Yeah.
You got lucky twice, you can't get lucky.
Well,
that would have been hilarious.
They still angled for it in that Las Vegas restaurant when they saw each other. Like,
yeah, and then after that, where it looked like they've got something that actually made people laugh and people
reverse legend killer type
they just went and gone, you're in a tag team now with Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
It's just bollocks. Like, it's just Survivor Series 2014 is when that character ended, in my opinion. And I know he had the stuff with McIntyre on Raw for a good year or so, or however long it was, 9 months maybe.
Yeah.
But that was all about McIntyre, I thought. I think the character, the in-ring he is a fantastic wrestler. But just what they've done with the stuff as well, how he went on for years moaning about how I've been held down by the man, creative never gives me the stuff I'm worthy of. And then he came back to SmackDown not too long ago saying, WWE management thinks I should challenge for the WWE title, Kofi Kingston. All of that booking just makes you bin. He's done. Mr. Ziggler, you get out the oven.
Dolph Ziggler, you
are
are
done.
The first person
to get in the bin.
Cultaholic history to get in that there bin.
And it's really hot, but it's the booking. Mr. Drake Maverick.
The best. He's the best. Look, as somebody that used to cover 205, like he's entertaining with all the 24/7 stuff. He's great. Somebody used to cover 205 Live. His run as general manager there was fantastic. He had such a good role, and when he started getting distracted by the 24/7 belt, the whole thing with him and Kanellis, and then him and Kanellis had the match, the no holds barred match. It was
that was
great.
Really good.
Really loved that. I just wish they'd utilize him more as a wrestler. I don't know if there's a reason they're not doing it. Maybe he just doesn't want to do it anymore. I don't know, but that, I remember watching that match back, going, "This is what this is all being built into," and I was really invested in that.
I'm going to see your best and say lovely, lovely, lovely to you just because we haven't seen too much of the wrestling. His Twitter game,
is true, yeah.
The way he takes things...
He's very much a character.
The way he takes ownership of things and just does things off his own back.
Yeah.
That's what sets him apart from the Met here.
Comic-Con was it? Where he's
just in his pants.
Yeah, and they put him in the bin.
It's astonishing. Stuff like that is lovely, lovely, lovely. He's on the verge of the best, I would say. And he's doing it for the Brits. Go on, the Brits. Drew Gulak. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah,
it's a shame. It was a massive shame to see him booked like he was.
He will be in the best tier.
Do you reckon?
Eventually, yeah.
I hope they gave the PowerPoint presentation stuff legs this time. Because I thought after Neville, Geordie Nev departed from 205 Live, he was the guy they should have built the brand around. Because he had the PowerPoint stuff going then, but they just never did.
They sort of did, but there was a weird 3-year storyline of however long it's been going on for Drew Gulak, Brian Kendrick, and Tozawa, and they were sort of weird and in with Gallagher, and then there was this weird 4-way storyline going between them, and that sort of overrode everything, and Gulak was sort of pushed to the side away from the belt.
I did like the way he sort of while you had the PowerPoint stuff, he just got to the point where he was screw that nonsense, I'm just going to kick people in the head.
Yeah.
I did like that, but I do think the PowerPoint stuff has got lots of legs, and I hope it gets utilised.
Well, he brought it back against Braun.
So then he got squashed, and that was very disheartening.
Yeah, but it was his debut, so I was like, eh.
But now then, I don't know if this is just a carry on from the wildcard era, but apparently Lars Sullivan is a SmackDown Live superstar, and quite frankly, he can get in the bin.
Come and get in the bin.
You can eat the bin and then get into it. So basically, we've got Elias now, who is officially the big... What was the term? The biggest whatever in SmackDown history? So he's got to be the best.
The biggest dog.
No, he was the greatest acquisition in SmackDown history.
Yes. Yeah.
But he's not in the best, is he? I'd say lovely, lovely.
I'd say
tier.
he's mid lovely tier.
I'd agree with that.
He's a much better entertainer in my eyes than he is a wrestler. He's a good wrestler. I'm not saying
how do you
wrestler,
know? He's never been given the chance to show it.
That's it. That's what I mean. Is we haven't really seen a huge breakout match from him. We just get all these amazing moments with him, and then quick matches afterwards.
Yeah. He's definitely a better heel than he is a babyface. I think. The act lends itself to more being a heel. But I would say he does. We've had some fantastic moments with Elias. Yeah. That when the arena nearly melted down with him and Kevin Owens. That was amazing.
God, yeah. Lovely.
I'm very much on board with that.
Sweet.
Oh, now this is hard.
Ember,
because she is amazing. But I just want you to tell me, right, Sam?
Yeah.
What is her gimmick? Why does she have different coloured eyes every week?
She's like a fire witch. Legit. I mean, she's got Ember in her name. She has a lot of red.
There's fire witch?
In her Tron. Yeah, I think she's like a mage. Like a fantasy. Like a mage.
Is that not what dogs get on there?
That's mange.
Oh.
You probably never played a Final Fantasy game.
Oh, never.
Like a sort of somebody that can control fire and use it as a weapon, I guess. But I think she's very evidently into fantasy stuff because she had a Game of Thrones and Harry Potter themed wedding.
Did she now?
I remember seeing that on Twitter, yeah. They merged two worlds together for their wedding. But yeah, I think she's supposed to be this fire witch. So
that's my only criticism, by the way. It's just how like they've never, and again, it's not really her fault because they've never. They
could at least give us something Aleister Black or Undertaker about her entrance to make it a little bit more.
But just explain who she is and what she is.
Yeah, like, they got all the pyro back. Hopefully, we're going to see maybe some more fire. But
out of her eyes.
In my head, she's a fire witch. She might not be. She might be watching this back going, "What?
She's not watching this."
But. Yeah, no, I just...
I am going to go lovely tier,
some extension on her gimmick.
But if they would explain to us, and I guess it's not really her fault, she's just given them this canvas to say, let's hear from Corey Graves and Michael Cole who this woman is. If we knew what she was, she would be the best tier
maybe not Cole, because Cole says that Aleister Black fights for the blue-collar workers.
He's so moody!
Mailmen and dockyard guys.
But that's the only thing stopping her from being in the best tier, is my opinion. Just how we don't know what she is.
She has the best finisher in the entire women's division, though.
She's going to have spinal stenosis big time when she's 50. Doing that loads of times.
She's going to have spinal stenosis.
It's just when Stone Cold would say, I regret making the stunner me finisher. No, it was Hogan, sorry.
Yeah.
Said I regret making the leg drop me finisher because obviously the compression on the spine every time he did it has really messed him up.
His back's made out
Why
of
didn't he have the 24-inch pythons doing a sleeper hold for his finisher?
He may as well have.
Epico. Best. Can't argue with that. Grand Metalik. We can't have Epico in the best.
No, we can't. let's put him back down here for a second.
I'm just going to say get in the bin. Because it's not...
well, they're currently off in Puerto Rico.
Is it Primo's the world champion down there?
Yeah, they're doing some big storyline down there, which is why we haven't seen them.
But isn't that Dad the owner of the territory?
Yes. So I don't know what's going on, but it just seems like they've consistently tried to pull the trigger on these guys. And every time they sort of, just people don't get behind it, people don't care. I mean, Christ, do you remember the Shining Stars debut, teaser vignettes?
That really had potential, the way they would go, come to Puerto Rico, the Shining Star of the Caribbean. Is that, well, I don't know what, whatever it was.
Something like that. But and they were showing you around the island and stuff, and you'd see,
But that never went anywhere. I've never really seen...
Because they just quietly debuted them, didn't they? They just, there you go, they lose.
Yeah, I've never seen Epico or Primo and thought, God, I like you.
Yeah, it's weird because they're in the same position as the Sings, but the Sings are making it really entertaining, even though they're losing all the time. They were
good on Raw this week.
Yeah, not SmackDown. 205 Live. They started this whole thing where they were still losing and they were still idiots, but they were getting more and more credibly threatening every week. They were working out ways to make themselves a bit more of a threat. But with Primo and Epico, it's just like...
I'm going to say we're doing an unprecedented thing here on the debut episode of this tiered malarkey. Put both the colognes in the bin straight away.
Boom!
He's there. There he is. Primo.
Boom!
Sorry. Grand Metalik.
Underrated.
I'm saying meh. And just because he's hampered with this bollocks that is the Lucha House Party.
I know. It needs to end.
I've seen Mr. Meltzer and people like that because obviously I'm not a big fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling. You might be able to verify this, dear husband. Mr. Meltzer says that he's unbelievable.
He is unbelievable. He is if you get him in a match with somebody who can go as fast as him, he is amazing. His rope work is fantastic. His pace is off the charts. It's just that he's hampered with lucha, and I don't think he can speak much English, so Vince is obviously a bit
And again, with the Lucha House Party, we know the luchadors, we can see that with the masks and the colours and whatnot.
Yeah.
But tell us more. Why do we care about these people if we don't know more? But again, he had that match I think it was on Raw a couple of weeks ago. Was it against Rollins? I can't remember who it was against. But he showcased there that he can be
genuinely amazing. He's really, really entertaining to watch. But it's just...
It's the gimmick, though. I'm going to put him in meh.
They really, really should have pulled the plug on it all. Just got rid of it when they had the chance with Lindsay.
Yeah.
They had Aria Daivari and Lindsay's ear, and they could have done it. But nah, so I agree with you.
Meh.
Unfortunately,
hampered. Really hampered.
Hampered by that there gimmick.
The Ham is the best. The Ham is number one. He is my favourite ring announcer in the wrestling world today. When there's a big time match, he does a wonderful job of making that big time match feel a lot bigger than just your standard singles match on a SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic, me. And hopefully they do more with the David Brent video they did with him. Do you see that on the YouTube channel? They just made him David Brent, where he was just like, he thought he was the world's best announcer, and they followed him around for a day, and it was fantastic. So because of that, and hopefully they do more with that. Because I miss like, you know, Finkel had a personality back in the day, but these commentators now and announcers, they're not allowed to have a personality, and it really bothers me.
I just miss Lillian.
Do you?
Yeah. I liked Lillian.
Lillian was good, like. She looks amazing for her age.
She had like, I don't know, she just sort of, the way she used to sort of scream out the names was just like, it just felt like big.
He's got that as well with like Nakamura, Shinsuke.
That's what I don't like about him, is some of the cadences just sound a bit off.
That's what makes, I wish that
it's
more...
like, what do you call him that does AEW? I'm not a fan.
Justin Roberts?
Yeah.
I do like his Jan. He turns on Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
Outside in the sunshine. So yeah.
So we put him in lovely. He is a good ring announcer.
He's the best though. The Hand's the best.
Well, technically he was actually the best ring announcer in the world for a day. So.
I mean, how can you argue with that? I genuinely believe he's fantastic.
That's one for you, that means I get a free pass later.
Is that how it works? Look at us being a married couple. Luke Harper.
Oh my God, please just let him go.
Yeah.
Just let him go.
I think he's lovely too.
He is lovely too. Do you prefer him or Rowan?
Oh, him by a country.
Good.
Eric Rowan, he's very much in the Jason Jordan, Angelo Dawkins mould, Eric Rowan. And I know he's been given a push for some weird reason in recent months, but Luke Harper's just, why is he not a main event level
He's Shawn
heel?
Michaels.
I guess you could say that. Why is he not a main event level heel in any brand? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Why? It's just because he couldn't do a southern accent or something?
Yes, he couldn't do a southern accent, but...
Bollocks to that, Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Next, Heath Slater.
I'm going to go meh.
He's got kids, Ross. You can't do that.
I'm going to go meh, because he is very funny.
But
he is never used.
He's so middle of the road, and he's... And it's no fault of his own. Like, he can work, he can be really funny, but damned if we know what we're going to do with him. Yeah. Just throw him out there. Like, should we do a lumberjack match this week? Yeah, throw him out there.
But just because he's never, ever used these days, I think meh is the limit.
Yeah.
We can go with Heath Slater.
He's firmly in meh. Jeff Hardles.
Don't drink and drive is my first thought there.
Yeah.
You're an arsehole if you do. I know he's been out of action for a very, very long time with this injury, but he is Jeff Hardy, and he is fantastic. I wouldn't say he's the best.
No.
I would say lovely,
yeah.
but sort your personal life out, please. We just want you to be healthy and happy.
Yeah.
For God's sake. Kalisto can get in the bin. Oh, no. Do not... You've got one. You've got one. You kind of bastardised this in the first episode. You've got one pass, and I'm not letting you make Kalisto anything but the bin.
No.
He is a charismaless vacuum of nout who, on top of that, blocked our close personal friend Kenny McIntosh back in the day when Kenny was merely having a bit of the old banter with him.
Maybe Kenny was the guy that launched the water bottle off him. We'll never know.
He deserved that. No, he didn't. Don't throw stuff in the crowd.
He's not bin worthy.
He is.
He's not bin worthy.
I don't care about him at all.
You can put him in the ring with anybody.
Ray
in the lower
Phoenix.
card.
Oh, but he botches. Ray Phoenix shows him up every single time. I know they're in different companies, so it probably doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count at all. Like saying Dragon Lee would show him up. He's like 22.
Anyone would. Kalisto botches.
No, I think if you put him in the ring with somebody like from the lower mid card or lower card, he can have an all right match. He has not been worthy. He isn't Lars Sullivan.
No, he's not as bad as Lars Sullivan, but he is.
We can't put him in the same place as Lars Sullivan either, because Lars Sullivan will walk out.
Are we saying that Ziggler and the Colognes are as bad as Lars? That's the precedent we're setting here. I just don't get. Is this your one thing?
No, I'm not using up my one free card on Kalisto. I wouldn't say he was meh.
Oh, if you're even thinking that, that's a disgrace.
I wouldn't say. I'd say he's between just about bearable and meh. And I think
Samuel.
He is the biggest victim of the Lucha House Party.
No, he's not.
Gimmick.
He is the embodiment of the Lucha House Party. He's the figure. He's the leader. I don't get him at all. He botches. He hasn't got any charisma.
He's not going in the bin. He's going in just about barrel. Yes, I remember Lucha things.
Oh, well, that shows how bad he is. But I'll move. I can accept that. That's the absolute limit for him.
Mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, Glenn Jacobs.
I think just because we've put Big Show in meh, we've also got to put Kane in meh.
Well, he barely turns up these days.
He was on a few weeks ago saying, I've still got it. That was fantastic.
Well, I mean, I agree with you. You're very good. You're a legend. But when you put your mask back on in Saudi Arabia after it got knocked off, and we already know what your face looks like, Glenn.
But the Saudi prince paid for the Demon Kane. I think just because the Big Show won.
Maybe they just never saw him unmasked. Like, oh no, the scars.
But I think, just because the Big Show's in there.
Yeah.
But he is closer to lovely than the Big Show
Yes, 100%.
I love Kane.
Let's move him ahead of Show, shall we?
Oh, can we do it? Oh, that's just kind of complicate things.
Let's just do it just for Kane.
Just for Kane.
You know, he's number one in meh. He's almost up to lovely. Kofi.
I'd say lovely. I think he's verging on the best, but not quite there.
I think, this run with the title has done wonders for him. I think
it was a disgrace how it ended. A disgrace.
Yes, it was, but hopefully we can get something interesting out of that. Especially with the crunching up the pancakes and stuff.
I'd hope he doesn't turn heel. That looked to me like the genesis of a heel turn.
I don't know if he's going to turn heel or whether he's just going to go absolutely ham on Lesnar.
That would be great. If he just started suplexing.
If he just turns up midway through Lesnar's next match and just starts wailing on him with a chair.
Yeah.
And just sort of turns tweener, I guess, because he's going to have to start wailing on a babyface who's going to try and stop him.
In fact, no, I'm going to say the best for Kofi. That ascension, that sort of from February to April.
It was a thing of beauty,
it was amazing.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
After it happened so organically as well.
Plus, we got Big E in the best.
Yeah.
So Kofi best go up there as well.
Lacey Evans. Right then, Lacey Evans next, and my immediate thought is just about bearable because she is getting better.
She is getting better. I wouldn't say just about bearable. I think she's up in meh because there were times in NXT where I was like, oh no. You'd be watching her matches back and she's sort of being just thrust out into it. But
to that, I would say the main event level feud of the summer, that was Lacey and Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin against Seth and Becky.
Yeah.
That was...
This is what I mean, it's... But she's sort of grown as a character, she's grown as a performer. I think she's more than just about bearable now. I think she's bottom end of meh.
I think that's fair. Yeah. I do like the cadence of her promos are very different. I do like that, oh honey and all that malarkey. She is different. I do, yeah.
I wanted to do the thing, I don't know if she's been doing it recently, because I've only obviously started really watching main roster again recently for SmackDown. But in NXT there was this thing that she would do, she'd drop toe hold somebody and then just press up on their prone corpse. Just do press ups on them and keep them down.
Yes,
and it was proper badass.
Certain things she does is proper old school heel, but I am very intrigued to see eventually when she turns face and they make the Marines and all that a true life story part of her character. Lindsay.
I think Lindsay is...
I just don't care, Sam. I just don't care about her.
I think Lindsay's the best performer out of the three, the most well-rounded performer.
Would you?
Yeah.
Is that with promos and everything?
I think, Lindsay's he's funny at promos. I think he's a very good in-ring performer, good at promos. I think if they were to pull him out and pull one of them out and put them on a pedestal and sort of go, I think he's the one that would survive. I'm going
to trust your opinion more because you see more 205 Live. In terms of what we've seen on the main roster, we don't know who he is. We know he's part of the Lucha House Party and he can dance.
This is the problem. It's like Lucha House Party. You just sort of see them. They're there. They're filler, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think if you took any of them and said, he took all three of them and told them to, sink or swim, he's the only one that will be left.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. I'll go with whatever you think.
Bottom of lovely.
Oh!
Yeah.
That is large.
Yeah.
That is so big. Oh my God. It's turned into a porn all of a sudden.
Technically, that's just top of meh.
But also, it's bottom of lovely.
Yeah. Well, I think I believe in Lindsay.
Lindsay's on the same level as Cesaro and Chad?
I think so.
Do you?
Jack would agree.
I hope the comments just tear you a new
arsehole. They will. They'll tell me a new arsehole. But I genuinely think if you take Lindsay's in-ring ability and his promo ability and you just gave him something interesting to do rather than bloody Lucha House Party...
I'll trust your opinion on this one.
You could just take him out of Lucha House Party and have him work exhibition matches. He'd be 10 times as exciting.
Yeah.
But...
Mandy. Hello, Mandy. How are you today? I'm going to go just about bearable. Because certain moves that she does incredibly well. Like that knee. She nails it every single time.
Yeah.
I know her finish is a bit weird with the old... Was it the Beth Phoenix used to do with the wee-woo?
Yeah.
The double hook.
Yeah, the double hook thing.
Flapjack thing. Yeah. I don't know what it's called. But there is a lot. You can see why they've got her, where they've got her, and why they use her, how they use her.
Yeah.
But I think she doesn't really tick many boxes for me, personally, when I'm watching wrestling.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go just about bearable. She's not bin worthy.
I think I'm going to agree with you. So,
that's nice. Mr. Hardy. This is weird.
Again, it's hard because, like, as we go through all the legendary names, they're all sort of winding down. So how do you tier them?
But Matt is very much different from Kane and the Big Show in that he's still very much alive on Twitter.
Yes.
And a lot of the stuff he does on his YouTube channel is good.
Yeah.
Sugar, honey, ice and tea, to steal a phrase from Vince McMahon. I'm going to say lovely.
I think lovely as well. He has blossomed into the better Hardy brother. And nobody ever thought, like, I loved Jeff as a kid. I think Jeff was my favourite. Jeff did all the more crazy stuff. Jeff was more interesting to me as a kid.
Yeah.
But Matt obviously matured into somebody with just a big mind for the business. And I just want to see V1 again.
And it does pain you to see. I know you weren't initially a fan of the broken stuff.
Yeah.
But the way they I know they initially didn't have the trademark and whatever, so the Woken thing didn't really take off. But it does still pain me that never got the legs it probably should have got in WWE.
Yeah. It should have really been bought out in some sort of way.
It shouldn't have been resigned to a nonsensical tag team with Bray Wyatt that went nowhere. That was a shame. But I reckon lovely for over the past 25 years of what he's done. Fantastic.
Yeah, deserves it. Mago.
Bin.
Mago.
I'm in the bin, guys! Yes, I've made it to the bin! I know we can say the UK tournament shows he is not as bad as what Vince shouting in his ear makes him look.
Week in, week out.
But it grates on
annoying
you.
And grating.
It does.
What?
Oh!
Just for one thing, and that's like, he is...
It's boss time! Here comes the big dog!
He's being told to speak in sound bites. Like,
network is free for new subscribers! He didn't quite get a hold of that one. I'm just going to keep shouting him at you until you put him back in the bin.
But he must do so much for new commentators.
He is the guru. He is the guy that hires them.
Yeah, like he was. I'm sure he said he wants to retire soon so that he can be the guy on the headset rather than Vince, and that he can be the one giving feedback and doing all that stuff and leading commentary.
But I would say to you there, Vic Joseph has the same job as Michael, but Vic Joseph is a lot less grating.
Fair enough.
Mickie James, what are you? She's gone. She's disappeared.
NWA power husband.
Power husband. That's a good
no. Mickie again. She's a legend, isn't she?
I'm going to go Met here. She's in there with the Big Show. It's weird to say that she's in the same category as the Big Show and Kane, but
she's been in commentary for Main Event, didn't she?
She did it once, I think. Yeah. But she showed, along with who was she teaming with? Alexa Bliss back in the day, and Lucha Dora and the Explorer. That angle.
Yeah.
She has still very much got it, but again, she's just. These days, it's just as we're sat here as we're filming this, the 23rd of October, 2019, she's very much meh.
Just sort of been missing.
Yeah.
Boom.
She is good though, Mickie James. Monday Night MILF, Sam, are you on board with that? That's a hashtag she uses on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a wonder they don't use it on television. The kids' TV show.
Is it like JR liking all of the WWE porn?
Oh, God. Horny Jim on Twitter is bad. Thirsty Jim, whatever he's called. Anyway, Ali.
Lovely.
If they aired these promo packages he's made by himself, which I think
they
he
need
said
to start because they used to on 205, and it was a highlight every single week.
As we're sat here, the last week's Friday Night SmackDown, they showed a promo of Ali, and it was fantastic. If they showed more of them and made him feel like a proper big deal, I think he would be in the best. But because they don't treat him in that sort of company, I think lovely is the right level.
I don't know.
And he gave that guy. See the thing he did earlier this week.
He's so cool. The young kid fan.
Didn't have a Halloween. If you missed it, a young kid didn't have a Halloween costume. I think he tweeted Ali, and Ali sent him.
He wanted to go as Ali, but they couldn't find an official WWE one.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "All right, here you go."
Fantastic. Sent him a box of his stuff.
Yeah,
amazing.
I do think
that puts him in the best. He's donating his fee from Saudi Arabia to charity.
He used to be a policeman.
he's the best, isn't he?
He's the best. He's the
and
best.
he loves Cultaholic. Me and him flirted once on Twitter.
Oh.
When everyone's going, Ali, that T-shirt looks like the Cultaholic logo.
That T-shirt.
I know we joked
We're all
about
tagging it, going like, oh.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't think that. And he was just like, I think he sent me a kiss, and I enjoyed it. Nikki Cross.
Lovely.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
I'm
I think
happy.
they're waiting to pull the trigger on her. As I've said several thousand times in this.
The bit I don't like is how she is crazy Nikki Cross, but then she's just Alexa Bliss's good pal, well-mannered.
That's what I don't understand.
They haven't really showed the two
like when she
characters
came out
thing.
this week and she was like, when Bayley was cutting the promo on Miz TV and she was like, oh, when I win, I'll give you a hug and all that stuff, and it was great.
Yeah.
And that sort of tapped deranged character. I think lean more on that. Let's not lean so much on, here's your coffee, buddy.
Sip the tea, guys. Oh God, the best.
How could you even not?
I see a lot of people on Twitter though saying they turn off SmackDown when Otis comes
Why?
on. I just think he's fantastic.
He poured pancake batter all over himself this week, and then shook his beard, and it went everywhere. And
He's Chris Farley minus the cocaine. That's what he is.
Minus the cocaine. You take the cocaine addiction away, and you add ability to wrestle, and the caterpillar.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Farley could have done that. Chris Farley could do cartwheels and everything back in his day. But I think he's just fantastic.
Coke tends to do that to you, doesn't it?
I don't. If I had a line right now, I don't think I could do a cartwheel. What are we saying here? Anyway,
Bobby Roode.
Anything? Oh, Bobby Roode. It's so weird because the picture we've got here is from WWE.com is this morning. Yeah. And he's still got the moustache. And the moustache would probably put him into the best tier. But he doesn't have the moustache anymore. And he's part of this nonsensical tag team that they could have broken up with this draft.
It hasn't been utilised properly.
But why?
I don't get it.
Just been thrown together.
Look at him.
I hate tag teams like this.
Look at the look of him.
I know. There was rumours that he was going to be a main roster, main event guy.
He should have been.
He probably still could be, Sam. NXT, he was fantastic, saying we're going to bring in all these new faces to NXT, new eyes on the product, executive, make it feel big time.
Yeah.
That was all amazing stuff, but now he's just a guy with a theme tune, and because of that, I'm going to say
the theme tune's so played out now that it sucks.
Meh.
Yeah, meh.
Meh. And it's no fault of his own.
It's just annoying.
This is hard, because again, when I say that, it's no fault of his own. Apollo... But he could do more. Could Bobby do more? I don't know. My feeling is meh, though.
Yeah.
The big dog. I'm going to go lovely, lovely, lovely.
He's not quite the best, is he?
No.
Fans are warming, getting ready to accept him as the best. I think we will have him as the best in about a year's time.
There's still
that will be his reign for years.
There's still the lingering memory of 2014 to 18 though.
I don't know. I think
how infuriating that was.
But it's the whole thing. It's the same situation as when we were younger in Cena, isn't it?
Yeah.
You hate him for so long until the next John Cena turns up, and then you like him. So when the next Roman Reigns turns up, we're going to love Roman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point. Go. Yeah.
I think lovely,
I think
as well.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
Samuel, I think. He's virgin on the best.
Yeah, I think he's top of lovely.
Both as a wrestler and as a manager.
Oh, as a manager, he's great.
He's fantastic as a manager. Fantastic as a wrestler as well. A bit weird as a baby face, I guess, in the main roster, because that's what they do with baby faces.
And he sacks off the Saudi shows.
And he sacks off the Saudi shows. But I think the top of lovely is probably where Sammy goes.
Yeah.
Both for being in-ring and a manager. I hope he gets to wrestle again. It's a shame he don't get to wrestle anymore. The boss? It's boss time! I'm going to go...
It's either best or lovely.
She's not the best because she does... There are a few mistakes in there from time to time.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the same with every... But not as many as the best that we have in there currently.
Yeah.
Never see Otis botching, do you? But I would say the top of lovely because since she has come back, as much as that... am I going, am I not going... That really did my head in.
It annoys me.
But she has proven since she came back.
If you go in, get out.
She has proven since she's come back that she is bloody good, though.
Yeah.
And I think that's where she does. That's where she.
I don't think Bayley needs her though.
I don't know. I do like the friendship. I do like how they haven't had Sasha just overshadow Bayley, which is what it looked like it was going to become.
Yeah.
Bayley is very much her own thing these days.
I think Bayley needs to be a complete lone wolf, though. I think she needs to completely
like Baron Corbin.
Just completely.
Sasha's fantastic. It's a shame she hasn't quite hit the heights I thought she would have when if we were sat back in 2015, Brooklyn won, when she came out the big car with all the men. I thought, they've got the best female wrestler ever, potentially, but she hasn't quite got there.
I mean, because of her, we saw Snoop Dogg live as well.
Yeah, that's a bucket list thing for us. Scott Dawson. I think if we're going to put Dash Wilder where we've put Dash Wilder, we've got to put Scott Dawson where we put Dash Wilder.
Yeah. So,
lovely too.
Put him with his tag.
They are bloody good though.
Shamus.
I think, and I've said this before on this illustrious YouTube channel, in terms of fan perception, he is the most hard done by guy in WWE history because he is potentially in the best tier.
I remember hated him.
The 2015.
When I was younger, when I was just sort of dropping off the product, and my brother was younger, and he liked Sheamus. I remember just taking one look at him and going like, no, I don't get it.
I love his style. I love the big brute style. There's something about a big man just battering people.
Slowly over time, he just became amazing. And it was that 2015 was weird, but
that was again, partially the booking as well.
But him and Cesaro, as I said before, it shouldn't have worked. But it works so well, and it's down to both of those guys. I want to see Sheamus back. I hope that he can come back 100%.
I think he said he's coming back,
Yeah.
He's over in Japan doing the rugby at the minute, isn't he?
Yeah. Nice.
Doing the rugby. But I think, is he the best here? I think he's fantastic, me. I think he's so underappreciated, me, in terms of fan perception. Just because of the 2015 booking and stuff like that.
I wouldn't say he's in the best tier. I'd say he's top of lovely.
I'd accept that. I just think he's fantastic.
I think he's one bigger title reign away from maybe breaking into that best category.
I think it's the Intercontinental's the one he hasn't held ever. Give him that one. Why not?
Nakamura, what a fall from grace.
He's coming back though. He's been used again on SmackDown. He had a good match with Roman. They weren't given that much time to open SmackDown last week. I think he's a solid, lovely tier guy, especially now he's with Sammy. As much as I did like the weird cadence that he has, and he was all sort of kind of sexual and seductive as a heel, as a bastard. You can imagine Shinsuke without Sammy when he was being a heel, owning a Jaguar. I own a Jag.
I just don't know how you can have somebody white hot come into the company. And now
NXT was great though.
Yeah, but
it did peter off towards the end with the Samoa Joe matches, I guess.
They had possibly the most hot wrestler in the world come into the company, and it was great for a bit. And now he's just mid card.
You kind of put meh though.
He's not meh. No, that's what I'm saying. It's it's just a shame that he's not in the best because if this was
this was 2014 before he came.
He'd be So,
but it's not. It's 2019. So lovely. Sonya, again a weird one because she hasn't really been given the platform to showcase what she can actually do. But from what we've seen, as much as I don't like the way they harp on, she's got this MMA background. I think she had 2 amateur fights. So as Ronda said on Total Divas, does that really count?
She's better than Mandy.
Yeah, definitely.
She's better than Dana Brooke. I think bottom of lovely, top of meh.
I think top of meh.
Yeah?
Because she hasn't really been given the chance to
she
showcase what she's about.
A breakout moment yet, has she?
No. The King. Really?
Nah.
I think lovely to you.
Yeah, I think he's
just
so hateable. I love it.
That's as a lot of it was go away Heat for a long time. I thought the old X-Pac Heatington. Yeah. But I think currently, as much as the King gimmick is a basic bitch gimmick, I think he is fantastic in that role.
And the Deep Six.
He's got a lovely moveset. It's very, very pretty. Very pretty. Bayley.
Best.
Really? Straight away?
Now that she's turned.
I did rejoice when she killed those Bayley buddies. Not because I hate the Bayley buddies, just because it's the thing I wanted to see.
I think if Sasha's in lovely, I think Bayley...
She's on par with Sasha.
She's on par with
very least. Yeah, I think she's lovely to you. I'm interested because she did an interview not so long ago where she was saying how she was very much inspired, or was a massive fan of the Eddie Guerrero type of WCW heel.
Yeah.
Where like he hated being at work.
Yeah.
So if she can ham that up like Eddie Guerrero did, I think that would work for her. Especially with the new do. I think that ensemble would work very well.
They need to get the rest of the Bayley buddies out for her to just slash, though.
Just every week, just kill a different Bayley buddy.
Well, we agree this is best?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they ruin it, it's the best.
Until
didn't
Seth
like-
Rollins
I
beats
didn't-
him in a match. How are they going to end a match that can't end?
Well, the way they've worded that, Sam, not even a pinfall or a submission could end that.
That's what I mean. Like, somebody could jump the barrier, attack them both. But like, what?
Gun them down.
What happens?
Don't know. I don't know how they get out of that one.
There's physically no way to end the match. Unless they're going to keep doing it on the plane.
Time limit draw.
Oh, no. Can you imagine?
In that promotion, that's never established the fact that it's got time limits. But the one thing, it started, they've slightly blemished it already with Seth being in the Firefly Funhouse, because I always thought that should have been a thing, that it wasn't just a set backstage. It was a place that Bray...
It was dead to me before that. It was dead to me the second that Seth was pulled under the ring and smoke started appearing, and it was like, oh, and it's like the Fiend is an interdimensional sort of horror villain, isn't he? He's like it. Like you should be able to walk through a door and disappear. Like he's that sort of character. Like he pulls Seth down to hell. All this smoke comes out, and then Seth just crawls out. And then the lights come on and the sound effects are still going, and it was weird, and it was like, was he supposed to do that? Like, is this supposed to be happening? Like, that completely killed it for me. Seth should have disappeared there. And then he should have turned up, like, I don't know, as like a hostage on Firefly Funhouse or something. And then when he burns it down, Firefly Funhouse should have been completely burnt down.
Another superstar.
The Fiend. It's just, oh.
A second superstar should never, ever be in the Firefly Funhouse unless Bray is seen like dragging them into
it, yeah.
They should never just find where it shouldn't be a set backstage, but yeah. But as we're sat,
can you promise me that you'll just put Seth in the bin until he stops being a cool guy?
He does my head in. Brock, this is a difficult one.
People are going to moan whatever we do, but he's surely got to go in the best category.
You can't. Yeah, he is. Is he the reason WWE have the Fox deal? Probably.
I think
one of the big reasons.
A large part of it, yeah.
Do we care about the Fox deal? No, we're fans.
Brock, for me, when I was younger, he was like the be-all and end-all, and he's been sort of the final boss in WWE for a long time. That's his role. That's what he does. He does it well. Yes, there are some controversial, horrible matches where, like the Kofi situation.
He wouldn't have said to do that. Like, maybe he did, but he was told to do that by somebody.
But this is the thing. So there's this like perception of Brock where it's like, oh well, he doesn't turn up to work. He's not invested. Fine, it may be true, whatever. Like nobody really knows that except him. But then it's like sort of, well, he only works squashes, and it's like, well, that might not be. Brock might be petitioning for 48-minute matches. Like, you don't know that stuff. Like, when it could just be Vince saying, no, 2-minute match, we need to make you look strong.
When the time's right, he does do it. AJ Styles at Survivor Series, he's been beaten twice by Seth Rollins this year alone.
Yeah.
When it makes sense for the business, put in a abbreviated career, he does do it. And but I can't put him in the best because it's been the same act for 7 years now, and I'm getting bored of it.
Yeah, but what else are they going to do with Brock Lesnar? He's literally the Hulk.
And it's the Heyman promos are the same every time. The Brock matches, by and large, are the same every time because there's no real variation.
I want Heyman to turn on him so badly. I want to do something.
Something needs to change, and just because of this,
that dynamic has to shift.
Just because they're sort of like they are resting on the laurels with this, the partnership between Heyman and Brock and the type of match that Brock largely has. I think it's lovely, lovely, lovely tier. I don't think it's the best anymore. I think if we were sat here in 2014 after he beat Cena, he would have been the best. But because it's continued the same, I think it's lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah. All right, top of lovely, lovely, lovely.
I'll go with that. I'll settle with that. Tamina, we're all aboard the Tamina train. Whoa!
Straight to the bin. The Miz.
Really?
What, Tamina?
She's funny. She's funny, isn't she?
It's just a weird...
to be honest with you, as much as I joke about the Tamina train, and as much as they should have made her and Nia the first ever women's tag team champions, so Tamina could have had a WrestleMania moment at Elimination Chamber. She's been worthy, isn't she?
She just hasn't had like breakout storyline or moment.
She was in Team Bad.
She hasn't had a solo breakout storyline or moment. And it's just...
I mean, when you see her, it is just like, oh, it's Tamina.
But I remember everybody being like Nia Jax. You had when Nia Jax came, everybody was getting so excited.
It was like
it was like put them two together, and it was like great, and it was just like you could do something really interesting there, but then it all fell apart. And it was like,
yeah, I'm happy with the bin, to be honest. I'm sorry, Tamina.
Choo.
She's meant to be a lovely girl behind the scenes, but I'm with the bin. Now with the Miz, as we're sat here with the meat, with the meat. We're all beef. No, as we're sat here in October of 2019, I'm going meh.
What?
I hate the Miz as a babyface. I hate the way he comes out and he just panders to the crowd with his town-specific T-shirt.
He's just had a baby. He's got to be face.
I don't care. What?
He's got a reality TV show.
They still get paid as heels, you know.
Yeah, but if he's nice, then
but
people
what we've
watch
seen
it,
is him as a heel, and I know it made sort of a natural progression to a babyface because he was so bloody good as a heel.
Yeah.
The pandering is almost heelish in the way he does it, like, whoa, look at my T-shirt, go and buy the T-shirt. I don't like it.
And the way that the Miz sort of exists within his own head, though, doesn't he?
And the way he still dresses like a knobhead.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, he still thinks it's cool. He never ever thinks that he's a good or a bad guy. He always thinks whatever he's doing is good. So
but that's heelish.
Yeah, but it's heelish, but...
And it was the way he was sat there on the last SmackDown as we're sat here, being the morality police towards Bayley. And it's like,
why did you do it, Bayley?
We were watching, for
what are you, Brock Lesnar?
For the decade when he was an arsehole, we were watching.
I hated his title win. Hated it.
That was the point, though, wasn't it?
That was when I turned off. That was when I literally checked out completely.
I think he's very much a meh. And that might be being a bit too harsh, but I think he's a meh.
Bottom of lovely. That's it. Deal or no deal.
I'll settle for it, Sam. I'm not...
Because you look at him overall as a package, great in ring, great charisma, just needs to turn heel.
Yeah, I'll settle for that. But when I see him now, I'm just like... I remember what happened years ago, and I think it's just not as good. Like so much in our lives. Like us.
Like us, yeah. Just shadows of our former selves.
Tucky? I'm going to go in lovely. Because what we see from the guy, I know he's like Otis's carer.
He's overshadowed.
The way he speaks. But he's overshadowed by Otis. And that's not his fault.
He did walk in this week with a full picnic table. He just went, put it down.
And I do like him when he speaks and when he does get the chance to showcase his skills in that there ring. Yeah. He can move for a big fella, as they like to tell us every week. When they're shocked, when he does that little jump over and roly-poly through. They're shocked every time. But I think lovely's fair. I think there's a lot more to come from Tucker, but not when he's tagging with Otis, because you could be anybody tagging with Otis and he would take the spotlight away from you.
I don't think Otis works solo, though.
I think he does.
I think he'll get tired real fast.
Yeah, maybe. But that's why you've got this roster, so you can use different people different weeks, so you don't tire.
No, you pick one and then you have 8 matches. And then you do it a pay-per-view and say, for the first time ever!
So then, this is Mr. Xavier Woods. As we're sat here now, I'm going to say, and this is a weird thing to say, because it still means he's fantastic, but he is my least...
I think his Achilles can get in the bin.
Well, it's in the bin right now.
Yeah.
It's in an Australian bin right now.
An Australian bin. With some cherry ripes.
It means the bin's upside down, which means it's all on the floor.
I don't know how it works.
Right. But I'm going to say he's my least favourite member of the New Day.
Is it again just because he tends to be one of the more underutilised members of the New Day?
I do like the fact he's come a hell of a long way from the days when he was literally scared of Bray Wyatt. Do you remember those days when he was on Raw? He's like, oh my God, I can't. Oh. It's good because he's a great wrestler. I love his Iron Sheik boots. I do like up, down, down. I do like the gaming stuff, even though I'm not really that much of a gamer. But he is my least favourite member of the New Day, and I do not think he's in the best tier, but I do think he's in the upper echelons of the lovely tier.
See, I'd say he's
the
mid lovely tier, but
I think we've agreed lovely though.
Who has to go though, Corbin or Gulak?
What?
You put him in the mid.
Oh, right in the mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say he's above Gulak.
Yeah.
I mean, none of that's in order, really.
No.
Apart from Kane and Big Show.
Just because we had 3 rows and you said mid, so I was like, middle.
Oh, right.
There you go.
I see what we've done there. But there we are. Pardon me. That is our tier listing thing the YouTube.
Pretty comprehensive, that
So
one.
go and buy our merch from our sick merch store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You need that merch.
Yeah. Crep check. But that's our SmackDown roster. That's how we've tiered it. We have, well, you can see it. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Who do you disagree with? Who do you agree with? Tune in sometime in the not too distant future while I'll be sat here with Jack doing the AEW roster because he's the AEW graded man. I'll be sat here with Tom Campbell because he's the NXT guy. And I'll be sat here with Adam Pacitti because he's the Raw guy. And then in the future, we'll do all sorts of like timeless ones and it'll be fantastic.
Oh, pot noodles.
Yeah.
Monster Munch flavors.
Biscuits.
Biscuits is pretty intense.
TV shows, we'll do them. We won't do them all, but we'll do all the rest of them.
Episodes of Friends.
We'll
That
do
will
all the
last
rest of
10
them ones,
hours.
and that's the most important thing. Thank you for sitting through all of this. I didn't quite realise it would be this long. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us.